As by contrast, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There is no law against such things. And similarly, we're going to take a look at some properties of real numbers, which are going to be the commutative property of addition, commutative property of multiplication, associative property of multiplication, associative property of addition, and the distributive property. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 9 of them. In this video, we'll have 5 properties of real numbers, but we have some more in a coming video. Let's look at the Greek. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit, pneumatos, is love, and they use agape, joy, chara, peace, eirene, patience, macrothumia, kindness, chrestotes, goodness, agathosune, faithfulness, pistis, gentleness, prautes, self-control, enkrateia. And some interesting things here. We have love, agape, and goodness, agathosune. They both start with aga. And there's no and in here in this version. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But it doesn't say and. It just lists them, which is interesting. And IV, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So let's look at our section of 1.1 in College Algebra 2nd edition, OpenStax. And if you're unfamiliar with the properties of addition, please pause the video and read this part. And when you're done with that, pause the video and read this part, and then this part. So now we'll take a look at our notes. Use the commutative property of addition. A plus B equals what? And it's B plus A. So an example of that is -3 plus 6 equals 6 plus -3, which is 3. -3 plus 6 is the same as 6 plus -3, which is equal to 6 minus 3, which is 3. And on the calculator, if you want to check it, you can start with the small -3 plus 6, and the answer is 3. So using the commutative property of multiplication, A times B equals B times A, and example 2, 3 times -2 equals -2 times 3. And that's equals to -6. And on the calculator, 3 times -2. So in the Bible, does the Holy Spirit make people commute or move? So the next question is use the associative property of multiplication and come up with an example. A times the quantity B times C is equals to the quantity A times B and then times C. So 4 times 2x equals 4 times 2 and then x equals 8x. That one I can't really check on here. However, I can, if I want to, go to y equals and put in 4 parentheses 2x. And I can put in 8x. I can turn my stat plot off by going to second y equals stat plot off and then go to zoom 6. And both lines are the same. And I can go to second graph and the y values look like they're the same for all the x values. That's later on. So we also have the associative property of addition. Similarly, the fruit of the Spirit, there are 9 of them. Today we have 5 properties. And in the next video, we have use the associative property of addition, A plus B plus C. Associatively, you can change the order. So 4 plus 2 minus 6 equals 4 plus 2 and then minus 6. And then if we use our order of operations here, parentheses go before addition. 4 plus 2 minus 6 is -4, which means 0. 4 plus 2 over here is 6 minus 6, which equals 0. So in both cases, 0 is 0. That's an example of the associative property of addition. And the last one for this video is use the distributive property. A times parentheses B plus C is equals to A times B plus A times C. And we have example 5, 4 times X plus 5. And I like to make a rainbow, 4X plus 20. So check the comment below for the question related to this, and have a great day.